What's up guys, it's Hassan Malik back here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the top 20 rarest and most expensive LEGO Star Wars figures ever made. Now guys, the way I made this list is based on how expensive each figure is, so because of that we're going to be seeing some insane prices. But without further ado, let's get right into the list here. At our number 20 spot, we have the white Boba Fett figure. This figure is actually based off of the prototype for the Boba Fett suit that was going to be used in Empire Strikes Back. I think there's about 10,000 of these figures that were actually made, and they were released at a bunch of different promotional events. I'm sure a lot of you guys actually own this figure. It was released back in 2010, and currently you can buy it for $89. At number 19, we have Luke Skywalker from the Cloud City set, which was released back in 2003. Now if you guys don't know, that Cloud City set is extremely rare and hard to get your hands on nowadays, and because of that, the figures in those sets are also extremely rare to find. So because of that, this figure is also extremely expensive. Now even though the prints here look pretty bland, at the time this figure was released, these prints are actually quite rare. LEGO would never actually give us leg printing or belt printing, so it's pretty cool that they did that with this figure, and currently you can buy them for $109. At number 18, we have Princess Leia from the Tantive 4, which was released in 2009. That set was really awesome, but was also really large. So because of the reason that it's so large and because it's so old and it's kind of difficult to get your hands on the set now, this figure is quite rare at the moment, and currently you can buy this figure for $127. Our next figure here is pretty interesting. This is Chrome Darth Vader. This was actually an exclusive polybag figure that was given out at promotional events. It was also released in 2009, and he has this really nice chrome finish to him, which makes him extremely shiny. I'm not sure how many of these figures were actually made, but he's still really awesome, and currently you can buy him for $128. Our next figure here is also from the Cloud City set, just like Luke Skywalker's figure. This is Lando Calrissian. Now the reason he is so much more expensive is because this was the only version that you could get of Lando at the time. I don't know why LEGO just never made minifigure versions of Lando, but this was one set that you could actually get him in, but because the set is so rare, this figure's price skyrocketed and made it super rare, and right now you can buy him for $137. At our number 15 spot, we have another Darth Vader minifigure, except this one's not that special. It's practically the exact same as the regular Darth Vader that was released at its time, except this one has a special print on his torso there, which has a medal, which is pretty much the exact same print that we get for Luke Skywalker when he's wearing a suit that he has in the celebration ceremony at the end of episode 4. Now the only way you could actually get this figure was by buying the box DVD set for the LEGO Star Wars special, The Empire Strikes Out, and currently you can buy this figure for $314. At our number 14 spot, we have Master Yoda, except he has a really unique torso here. I believe this figure is exclusive to New York Toy Fair and does include a really nice t-shirt here. It's kind of like his own take on the iconic I Love New York shirt, except it's spelled out the way Yoda would say it, so here it says New York I Love. I think it's a pretty cool figure, and the torso there is also pretty unique, and currently you can buy this figure for $332. At our number 13 spot, we have a really awesome figure. This is the Chrome Gold C-3PO that LEGO released for the 30th anniversary of Star Wars. Now this figure isn't actually made of solid gold or anything, but it's plated in chrome gold. It was released in 2007, and currently you can buy it for $522. Our next figure here is extremely wacky. This is actually a prototype figure that was used as a test run for what the Darth Vader minifigure would actually look like, and it's not even actually the complete figure. It's just the head mold of Darth Vader, except in red. Now there's an extremely limited amount of these that were actually made because it was just a prototype and it wasn't actually going to be used in real sets. And even though it's just one piece here, that one piece currently sells for $836. At our number 11 spot, we have my personal favorite figure on this list, and that is the Cloud City variant of Boba Fett. Just like the Luke Skywalker and Lando figure we saw on this list, this figure also came in that exact same set that is extremely rare at the moment and does make this figure super hard to find. Another reason this figure is so awesome is this is the first LEGO minifigure that has complete detailing on his arms, legs, and hip piece as well. As you can see, his belt has printing, his arms have printing, and his legs also have printing as well. As a kid, I've always wanted this figure, but I had to settle for the regular version of Boba Fett because that was the only one I could afford at the time. And right now, you can buy this figure for $1,056. So guys, that takes us to our halfway point on our list. At the number 10 spot here, we have R2-KT, which is just a pink version of R2-D2. This was a prototype figure that was released in 2010. Only 50 of these figures were actually made, so because of that, it's pretty rare, and currently you can buy it for $1,307. At number 9, we have a really unique figure here. This is an official LEGO George Lucas prototype figure. We don't know how many of these figures were actually made, but it was released in 2010. I'm guessing George Lucas owns one himself. It also has a neat little accessory there, which is a director's clapboard. And right now you can buy this figure for $2,613. And at our number 8 spot, we have another really wacky figure. This is another prototype test run version of a figure that's already been released. So as you guys can see here, this is a test run version of C-3PO. So he's completely molded in orange plastic here. This figure was only released in 1999 when LEGO Star Wars first began. So this minifigure is already extremely old and extremely hard to find. And right now you can buy it for $3,240. Now we're at our number 7 spot, and this is where the list starts to get really unoriginal. The next few figures are going to seem like they're repeats of each other, but trust me, they're all different in some way or another, which makes them have huge price gaps. But here we have our solid bronze Boba Fett, which was released in 2010 and was a promotional figure. Now the reason it's so expensive is not just because it's made out of solid bronze, but also because only 2 of these figures actually exist in the world. So because of that, this figure currently retails for $5,225. Now our next figure here is the exact same as our last figure, except it's made out of solid silver instead of solid bronze, and it was also released at the same 2010 promotional events, and also only 2 versions of this figure exist. But because of the material difference, this figure is currently valued at $8,360. Our next figure here is another C-3PO, except this one, just like the Boba Fett, is also made out of solid bronze. It was released in 2007 and was a promotional figure released at San Diego Comic-Con. Only 1 version of this figure was actually ever created, so that makes it extremely rare, and currently it is valued at $12,540. The next figure here is the exact same as the last one, except this one is made out of silver instead of bronze, and this figure was also released at promotional events. There's currently only 1 version of this figure out there. It was released in 2007, and currently it is valued at $15,675. Now guys, here we are at our top 3 figures. And at our number 3 spot, we have a solid 14 karat gold C-3PO minifigure that was released in 2007 as a promotional minifigure. Now the thing that makes this figure different from the chrome gold plated C-3PO is that this one is actually made out of solid 14 karat gold, and only 5 of these minifigures were actually ever made. So because of that, this figure is currently valued at $18,288. Onto our second rarest figure here. This is just like the last figure we just saw, except this one is a 14 karat gold version of Boba Fett. And there's even more of a limited quantity of this figure than the C-3PO. There are only 2 of these figures in existence at the moment. It was also released in 2010 and was a promotional figure released at different events. And right now it is currently valued at $19,855. Now guys, we've made it to our number 1 most rare and most expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigure of all time. And I know this might come as a little bit of a letdown, but the number 1 rarest minifigure is actually the exact same solid 14 karat gold Boba Fett, except this one is exclusive to the 2010 Comic-Con. Only 2 of these figures were ever actually made as well, but because of the fact it was only available at Comic-Con, it makes it even rarer. And right now it is currently valued at $36,575. Which is an absolutely insane price for a LEGO minifigure. But yeah guys, that's pretty much going to do it for the top 20 rarest and most expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigures ever made. I know the end of the list there got a little bit boring, considering it was just a bunch of repetitions of the same C-3PO and Boba Fett figure, just in different materials. But those are the facts, I can't really change them. Now before you guys leave, make sure to go down in the comments below and let me know whether you guys own any of these figures or not. I know the chances of any of us owning these figures are extremely low. I don't own any of these figures on this list, but that'd be really awesome to see if any of you guys actually do. So if you do, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. And also make sure to let me know which one of these figures are your favorites. My personal favorite is the Boba Fett from Cloud City. I've still always wanted a version of that figure, and who knows, maybe one day I'll even get it. But yeah guys, if you enjoyed watching this video as well, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see a bunch of more top 10, top 20, or top 5 lists based on LEGO Star Wars or a bunch of other LEGO themes, make sure to subscribe to my channel to get more videos just like this. But yeah guys, that's pretty much going to do it for me, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.